Hi, I'm Jacqueline, your Adult Services Librarian here at the Coronado Public Library. And for this week's Crafternoon, we'll be making paper rose pendants. If you weren't able to pick up a kit, you'll just need book pages, a styrofoam ball, and a small piece of rope. Let's get started. In your kit, you should have a styrofoam ball, a piece of string, a bunch of paper circles in some big and some small sizes. And then you're going to need to have a pair of scissors and some glue. I'll be using a hot glue gun. You can use regular glue as well. And then it can help to have something small and thin that you'll use to wrap your paper flowers around. I'm using the end of a paintbrush, but if you have like a toothpick or something similar, that would work. So to get started, we're going to grab our first piece of circle, and we're going to go ahead and taking our scissors, we're just going to cut a spiral in this. Now it helps to make sure that your spiral stays the same size the whole way down, and if it's not perfect, that's okay too. We're just going to go ahead and start cutting right here. And as you can see, I'm trying to make it so that that spiral is about the same width as I go along. And then as you get to the end, you're just going to leave a small little loop here at the end, just like this. So if you collapse this down, it looks like this, and then you can see. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and I'm going to take my paintbrush end that I'm going to use to wrap, and I'm going to wrap the end of this flower around. So you're just going to keep it as tight as you can as you go. You can see I'm keeping it nice and tight on there. And just roll all the way to the very end. So once it's not really helpful, I'll pull that aside, but having something small like that can be very helpful as you start up to keep your flower nice and small. So as you can see, we're just rolling all the way to the end. And you want to make sure you keep that end kind of as close to the bottom as you can as you roll. Keep it all centered. Alright, so as you get close to your end, go all the way down and get it to about here so you have your little tail flipping out, that's fine. You're going to go ahead, and you can see how it's all looped up nice and tight. You're going to go ahead and carefully just let loose a little bit on the flower so that it can loosen up just a little and look a little more floral. So don't let it get too exaggerated, but let it loosen up a little so it has a little like nicer extended out petals. And then we're going to go ahead and flip it upside down. And using your glue, you want to make sure you get your glue really in here so that it will keep all of your loops in place. And then we're just going to go ahead and press down with that little edge that we had left at the end. So I'm pressing down from the inside in here and then from my outside here just to make sure that glue catches all of my loops so that they don't unravel as soon as I let go. Okay, and there we have it. So there's a large size one, and we'll do the same thing with some of our smaller ones too, because those are helpful to fill in any gaps you might have. So same thing, we'll just go around in our loops. Just like that, and especially with the smaller ones, it can be really helpful to have something that you're using as a guide to wrap your flowers in. And with the smaller one, you don't really need to let go and let it expand out. Just go ahead and get that dollop of glue on there and hold it until it sets. And you've got a nice little flower here. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside. You're going to want to go ahead and make about 20 to 30, maybe a little bit more rolled up flowers. So once you have those, we'll come back and we will go to the next step. Alright, so now I have all of my flowers here, and we're going to go ahead and get started gluing these onto our styrofoam ball. So the first step you'll want to take is actually to glue your string, that'll be your holder, onto your styrofoam ball. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to pick a top, it doesn't matter where the top is, and get this looped and glued down so that now we can cover the whole thing with our flowers so you don't have to see the ends of that loop. Okay, perfect. So go ahead and we're just going to we're going to pick a spot, stick some glue, and then glue down a flower. So you'll just repeat this over the whole styrofoam ball, and you do want to make sure you try and get them in as close as possible. Hold it for a few seconds until each flower sets fully. You can see how they are here. And then you'll just continue this all around until your entire ball is full of flowers. Okay, so once you have all of your flowers glued, and if you made a couple extra like I did, just go ahead and stick them to the side. Or you can use them to fill in any extra gaps you might see once you've kind of done the initial flower round, so you could put an extra one to fill in any of those gaps, or make a couple little tiny ones to use to just fill in anywhere you'd like them to go. But now you are all set, and you can hang this up to enjoy year round. Thank you so much for joining us for this week's Crafternoon. Have a great day.